Well, hello. Today we are going to be doing some observational drawing. And observational drawing is great because it helps you to become a better artist. It's just like practicing and just improving your skills. So don't be too hard on yourselves when you're doing observational drawing, but also try your best because that's how you will get better and better as an artist. So you can use anything for observational drawing if you want to keep doing this at home. You're totally welcome. You could do anything you want. You can draw fruit and plants. You can draw what you see out your window. Anything really, your shoes, your hands, whatever you like. But today we are going to be drawing this corn. So I went and got a couple of ears of corn for every table, and it's really beautiful because it has a lot of beautiful colors in this, and it has this really neat texture, and it fits in with the season that we're in right now. So, since we're in fall, we are going to draw corn. I have massive pieces of paper. They're really long. And we are going to use a pencil today and an eraser, okay? And when you are doing observational drawing, it's really important that you're looking at your object and then you're looking at your paper. You're looking at your object, back at your paper, and you're going to be looking back and forth so frequently that it's going to be like every couple of seconds you're going back and forth because you really want to draw what you see. I tend to see a lot of kids draw corn and they draw perfectly vertical lines and then perfectly horizontal lines, and it looks like a checkerboard. But if you look at this corn, it actually doesn't, let me try to zoom in here, make it nice and clear. It actually is not a checkerboard. Each little kernel of corn kind of looks like a really long oval shape, okay? So what I'm gonna do first, and this might be helpful for you guys, I'm gonna set my corn off to the side so it's not on my paper, and then I'm just gonna put the general shape of this ear of corn. It looks like a really long, skinny rectangle that's a little, I noticed with my eyes, a little thicker at the top and a little thinner at the bottom. And I want to save some of my paper for the husks. That's the top part. And so I'm going to hold my pencil not down here really tight. I'm going to slide it back and I'm going to loosen up on that grip really lightly. I'm barely holding it. And I'm going to put in that shape of my corn. It's narrower down here. It looks like a really big oval, and then it gets wider at the top. Let me bring it closer so you can see. I did narrow, and then it got wider, okay? So I'm sketching it, and I don't really want to push hard because I want this to turn out. And sometimes when I don't like my sketches, it's a lot easier to erase things on my paper if I've pressed very, very softly. Like I think maybe the bottom of the corn is a little bit too pointed. So I'm gonna go back in, barely holding my pencil. I'm gonna sketch in some better lines, okay? And now my eyes are looking back and forth. I'm gonna try to draw just the general shape of the husks at the top. They're kind of looking like these wispy kind of lines. I can see some of the leaves. This side right here has bigger leaves that are bunched together. And then over here, I can see these leaves are kind of like overlapping my corn and kind of coming down off to the side. So I'm sketching those in. And now I just have a general shape. It's not very detailed or anything yet, but remember, this is a sketch. This is how we start our drawings. Lightly and very sketchy, okay? Now, this is the time I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start to add the details. So I'm going to think about the shape of these kernels of corn. I'm going to make, let's see, these look bigger to me where I can't see as much of that oval shape on like right here. These ovals are big. And then when I look at these ovals, they look smaller because they're starting to make that curved shape. So I can't see as much of them. So when I start to draw those ovals, these are going to be long and bigger. These on the sides are going to be smaller, okay? So use your eyes, go back and forth, and they don't look like they're right next to each other. There's actually a little bit of space between the kernels. Okay, so I'm not drawing each kernel of corn right next to each other. That's important. That space is going to help it to look more realistic. Those kernels are not super perfect. Especially the corn down here at the bottom. They're kind of misshapen. So I want to, when I'm drawing that shape, I want to make sure I draw it like that. Okay, now this row, I can pretty much see those long oval shapes. This row, I can't see as much of the oval when I look over here. And then this top row, they just look like this. I can only see like the top of the corn, and I can't see the whole kernel. Just kind of looks like that. Okay. So that's how I'm going to start this project. Very sketchy. Let me quick put these kernels in. I want to show you the next step. If you get this done today, you get your sketch all done. Let me quick put these in. There. Okay. So I've got my ear of corn. Now, you're going to be using this tool today. This is a new tool. This is India ink, and it's in a paint dauber. And these can be really great, but they can also be really bad. When you take off the twisty lid, okay, there's like a sponge right there. And this sponge, if you just tip it upside down, you're not squeezing it or anything. I'm just holding it. All that ink is going down to that sponge, and it's getting it wet right now by me not doing anything. Okay, then when you put it on your paper, you are going to outline everything with this India ink, okay? And it's going to look really beautiful and leave some nice thick black lines. But the thing about it is you cannot push down. You have to just kind of hold it and draw with it, going over your pencil lines. But I'm not squeezing. If you squeeze it, it is going to leave a massive puddle of ink on your paper, and you're going to probably ruin your whole sketch that you've been working so hard on. So please do not push very hard. Okay, you're just kind of drawing with it. I'm not pushing, I'm not squeezing, just holding it in my fingers very softly. And I'm just having it go over my pencil lines, okay? When you are done with these, and you can do the husk, you can do the whole thing, and then just make sure the lid is on really tight before you bring it to the front so that I don't have a mess of black ink everywhere. But when you're done, your corn is going to look like this, and then I will talk about part 2, our next step.